The life of a criminal is always thought to be a choice, a decision made by someone who wishes to take the easy road in life. Well, I should tell you there's nothing easy about it. The city of Soulbade is filled with the lost, the downtrodden, the forgotten. Yet songs are sung about the mighty guilds that rule the shadows there. The Silent Boot, the Blade Guilds, the Hut of Outcasts, and the Arcane Malefactorum are four houses known to reign over the underworld. Many will lie, steal, and kill just to get into one of the four guilds. And once you're in, many would kill to take your place. To rise from the ruin and the struggle, to be a guild member with a name and a reputation filled with fear and respect. However, everything comes with a price often paid in blood.
Hey everybody, tonight is Demon Gate on Blades and Blasters. This is episode 8 of Blood and Money, and thank you for joining us. Tonight we have Halaha, played by Matt, and her trusted ally, the Dark Templar, the Deaser, who is played by Danish. And we also have Ghost, who is playing the Mutant Rattles, and a new player to the campaign, a ratkin called Arizat. So let's welcome Wanderer. And just because I haven't done it in a while, if you're interested in the system, Demon Gate can be found at www.arcanumsyndicate.com or at drivethrurpg.com. You can pick up the hardcovers and the source books and sleep with them at night, like I do. They'll coddle you and tell you stories. I think you have to buy the premium ones for that, though. I just want to go over a few things to let you know where we stand in the campaign. So if you check out the chart here for episode 8, the entire campaign, there's been like 17 weeks so far on the entire campaign. 1 week has passed from the last session. It's the month of council on the 6th day, which is pretty much like October if you translate it into Earth time. And during the month of council, they call it that because there's an alignment of planets in the sky, and you can see the nearby planets that are passing, and the convergence happens on the 15th, where you watch the celestial bodies align. And it's a strange month for magic, so we should probably keep that in mind. Some crazy stuff can happen. And possibly why Halaha's mishap last session. We could blame it on that. And then pretty soon winter will be here. For 3 months, the skies are dark. The twin suns. Koth is like at its aphelion star system, so it's a dark winter, kind of like in what's that show? Game of Thrones, I guess. Except that's like years. I think their winter lasts. Let me transfer you guys over to this image here. The map. Can you guys see that okay? So last session, you guys started to make moves to make an allegiance and a parlay with the Silent Boot, which is an assassin's guild in the sewers. Everyone thinks that a war is coming, and everyone's pretty much worried about it. It's common knowledge at this point in the streets. And they know the armies of Narcadia and Bazun Denal. Narcadia's here. Bazun Denal is that desert land down there. It's most likely coming for the city that you guys are in, Soulbade, to the north of that. They all know that these black armies, and they're calling them the Stygian armies, are They're united under these two black banners. Basically, everybody thinks that when they get here, it's either convert to the old gods or die and become undead slaves in service anyway in death. Also, 2 months back, the plague started. The pirates imported the rotten undead monsters called bloaters into barrels, and they smuggled them into the city. It started the plague, and now there's the quarantine, and most of the trade has stopped. Last week, the guild captured a Dark Templar who was posing as a bodyguard to the priests of Garmeth. That's the god of disease and plague and famine. It's similar to the elven god Fedruja, which Adeus prays to. They discovered while questioning him, in Halaha's special way of questioning, that, and with the help of Ivo's herbs of truth, which I treated pretty much like hard barbiturates, a truth serum narcotic that they used during the interrogation. They realized that the plague was all set up by the Obsidian Scythe, which is a faction of the armies of Vazun Denal, aka the Denites. So the plague appears to be a tactic and some kind of biological warfare to kind of weaken Soulbade, they assume. And this is where basically the guild members like you guys come in. You're all pretty much criminals, pretty much wicked, some not so bad, but you do work for a criminal organization. For the most part, your leader, Otep, he's one of the 5 heads of the Pentagon. He seems to be on the side of life and saving Soulbade, pretty much. He's probably one of the kindest and most caring individuals in the guild. So far, it seems like the guilds are pretty much taking steps to make Soulbade strong. They don't really want change to come to the city, a new regime to come and take out the old leaders. That would pretty much mess everything up for them. So there are whispers from some that they think the guild should bend the knee, and yet at the moment most don't want to. Most feel like that the Stygian forces have done some pretty fucked up shit, and they must be punished. So we'll see what happens from here. The moat, it guards the entrance to the Red Keep, which is the house of Lord Valagor, a powerful duke and a legendary seer, or so they say. The Red Keep is, of course, the safest place in the city of Soulbade. There are said to be passages below the moat, below the mountain, that go on for miles deep within the copper mines. The sewers, everyone knows the sewers have a network to reach every part of the city, and some that go beyond even that. Which could be the reason why the Silent Boot is the strongest criminal guild in all the city. They have trade routes and smugglers' dens all throughout. The first bridge of the moat appears at the area known as Gibbet's Quarter, where the Malefactorum Guild members saved the priestess Amaranth and stopped the burning of yet another witch on the final day of the festivities called High Fire. Gibbet's Quarter is well known for the jail there, the place right before the bridge to the Red Keep, where prisoners are dragged and wanted posters are often made. They drop prisoners in the gibbet cages, and they let them linger in the moat of filth, slowly sinking, sometimes to their death. It's where they get the name. A group of priests wearing haunting plague masks are seen crossing the bridge with their Templar guards. on some manner of business. Did the mighty Duke of this city really hire these priests of Garmeth to rid the city of plague? Did he not know that some of, not all the Templars and priests were in disguise? Was this all the work of the Order of Sion? The Templar had been questioned for only a short time, and they learned much from him. The Order, a black network dedicated to the service of the old gods, were disguised as priests of Garmeth. They must have been sent in by the Stygian Alliance and the Black Armies to weaken the city. The priests of Garmeth, the god of disease and plague, it's a worthy disguise. The priests were meant to heal people, to help stop the spread of the plague. Yet the ones encountered by the guild in the sewers were controlling the plague ones, not helping them. They were using them to spread the plague. They wore the tattoos of the old gods, and some were even Vatagi. The Order of Sion are renowned through history. Hundreds, maybe thousands of years ago, it's written their leader traveled into hell itself to free the god Baal from Tartarus, the prison of the Nine Hells. Of course, these are all just fairy tales written in the Black Bible. A long-dead dream of the devil worshippers. Yet sometimes those stories are based on real events, making dreams strong enough to fuel the fire in the hearts of zealots. When the Black Banners arrive in Soulbade, it will take someone to shatter those dreams and put them to bed. Our story begins tonight, panning over the moat across Gibbet's Quarter, to find the dark alley of a single ratkin in the shadows. And do you guys have sight there?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And you can go ahead and take it away. There's that.
Okay. My name is Erazat of House Muraz. I don't know why I still say that. House Muraz is no more, and now I skulk down in the sewers like a common tark, a sewer rat. My father, Muraz, was that great rarity, a tark noble, and a wealthy one. Before I was born, he and my mother moved up from the Undercity and bought a decent-sized house in the city proper. He even employed a human servant. As I grew up, I slowly became aware of the resentment that caused among the other races. They look down upon us ratkin, consider us inferior, and for us to move into the city, trying to live alongside decent folk. Well, let's just say that my father gained many enemies. But my early life was happy, until the age of 10, when the walls of my secure little life crumbled to dust. My parents became gravely ill with a strange disease and died shortly after. My sister Bryka and I mourned them, but we were also mystified and fearful about how they had become sick when my people are immune to disease. Had they angered some dark god or demon, or was there a more mundane cause? Bryka believed that one of our family's enemies had somehow engineered their deaths. Over the following months, she became obsessed with proving it, letting our father's legacy fall apart as she spent our dwindling supply of coin on paying informants who made up lies to get rich at our expense. About a year after our parents' deaths, Bryka went missing one night, after having left the house alone to meet yet another possible informant. Our servant and I searched for her, but for 2 days there was no sign, until her body was fished out of the harbour. They say that she'd been walking along the docks drunk and fallen in and drowned. The only problem with that story was that Bryka didn't drink, not since our parents died. So there I was, alone in the world, 11 years old and the head of my household, with a mountain of bills to pay, precious little coin, and probably some unknown enemy seeking to end my life for reasons I didn't even fully understand. So, I did the only thing I could. I ran. Gathering up what coin I could, I fled into the city and hid out in the sewers, moving from place to place, never staying too long in one spot. As I grew into adulthood, I became better and better at hiding from the shadowy figures who've never stopped pursuing me. At first street thugs, but later more and more capable hunters. I've learned to get by on my own, trusting no one. I know the sewers like the back of my hand, and even the undercity of Deseret, far below the human city, is familiar to me now. But all that has to change. Whoever wants me dead has hired the Silent Boot, the Assassin's Guild. They are skilled, organized, and relentless, and they're moving in. I wouldn't be safe even in Deseret. If I tried to survive on my own, I'd be dead within the week. So I've done the only thing I could think of. I've joined the Arcane Malefactorum, a guild with a pretty unpleasant reputation. Making myself useful to them is likely to be dangerous, and I'll no doubt be working with some unsavory individuals, but I hear that the Malefactorum has an alliance with the Silent Boot, one that just might keep me alive.
Nice. And we are going to now pan to a scene in the Malefactorum headquarters. This is in the garden, which is kind of adjacent to the shrine, the temple of the Eternal Raven. And the Temple of the Eternal Raven has many statues, many gods in there, where you can pretty much set up a shrine to any god that you like, and you're free to pray to all of them pretty much, except for the old gods. OTEP probably wouldn't allow that. So you guys can take it away. What would you be doing in this scene?
Are we all here, or?
I would think that Rattles and Halaha are probably just arriving, actually. Adeoser is pretty much always in the temple, so him seeing you guys in here, I mean, you could be in here as well. Otep is going to be here as well, talking with Arizat, so we'll have Arizat and Otep actually already here when you guys are arriving. And they're kind of whispering off in the corner. Otep has been talking to you, Arizat, about a job that you would be perfect for. And you guys have all gotten word pretty much that there is to be a job. Because I don't think you guys had anything personal you wanted to take care of so far, huh?
Not currently, not yet.
Okay, so yeah, you guys would be coming in and notice Arizet and Otep already speaking quietly in the corner.
Alaha walks into a garden area, looks to each corner where there are small shrines set up to the various gods. But unfortunately, one she truly worships is not here. But of course, she sees a Deoser kneeling before the Druha, and she slowly approaches, clearing her throat as she does so. A Deoser, it's been quite a while since I've seen you.
Ah, priestess. Likewise.
Quite busy, I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize. I have been trying to spread the word where I can.
How have you been faring in this plagued time? You see, you are alive, healthy, so you are at least surviving.
Well, I have learned a lot from the temple and from other lesser faiths. Tell me of your travels, priestess.
Well, about a week ago, I was able to interrogate that Templar. I'm sure you heard of it. What happened?
I was made aware through rumors of this place, yes.
Well, seems if we have to be aware of a potential coup coming to this city, it might be a slight problem if Baal's people attempt to take over.
The will of Fedruha lingers even after the mortal remains pass. Will be stalwart in the face of such despicable behavior.
I hope so. She looks over, glancing towards Erzat, Otep, expected days. Who is this? Do you know? Oh no, this cat.
Howling cat.
Stuck in prayer.
Rattles will enter the room with a bit of a stretch. Look around, see Halaha and Edisur, Otep, and some newcomer. And we'll approach Otep and.
Word came that there was a job.
Otep appears to be showing a map to Irazat. Irazat, he's been, just to fill you in, he's been talking to you about the arena, which is where they fight battles and stuff, and pretty much on like the weekends there's blood sports. You can go there and pay and bet coin, and you can even partake in the fights and things like that. But he's been interested. He was asking you if you knew any like secret entrances to this place. And of course, I don't think you know that. It's not in your notes there. I don't think you have one of those. But he was interested in getting a secret entrance in there. But looking to the rest of you guys as you walk up, he kind of rolls the map up, map of the city, and he says, "Oh, thank you for coming. I've heard about the Templar of Baal, and he was severely tortured, I'm sure. I have not the love for the torture, you know."
I do not think you would have called it a torturous experience.
No? What technique did you use? I know that the herbs of truth were used.
It was not my technique.
And he will thumb over his shoulder towards Halaha.
So he looks to Halaha and kind of waiting for her response to see,
Yeah,
do you have some special technique?
she had been chatting with a Deaser. She looks over and smiles to Otep. I technique that I use on those I wish to get information from. It's more so, more gentle, ones that make those who experience said things want me to do them more. If you'd like, I can demonstrate.
He smiles and he says, "That will not be necessary. But I do have a job, yes. I am glad you have come. Certain information was found to be quite useful. Velt, the demon hunter, she brought it to me and told me some worrisome things about the Order of Zion. We fear them to be very close. And they are posing as followers of Garmeth and have even infiltrated the Red Guard. Grass has been hard at study on the lantern that you brought to us. We need to know more about how it works, and perhaps we can make more of them and use them all over the city."
I do hope so. I do know, I'm assuming that Ivo had given his to Grass. I have kept another one just in case we had to go out. Until we can make more, of course.
And he nods at that as he walks over to the fountain and kind of glowing creatures swirling around. Most of the fountain here is dead, tangled trees, but it's a strangely relaxing place. Good place to meditate. And he says, "We must continue to gain allies where we can. The Obsidian Order and the Order of Zion. The Obsidian Sky, all of these enemies of ours, they united together for one cause. Perhaps to wipe out all who do not follow the old gods is what I fear. We must be ready for them."
And I'm assuming that whatever we do today will contribute to this.
Indeed. We have spoken to the Silent Boot, and hopefully to make any amends with them that we can. And now I wish to speak with the Blade Guild as well. There is a place, the amphitheater. You know of this place? The Blood Pit fighting games.
I have heard of this place, though she looks over to Rattle. I think Rattles knows of it better.
I did take a flyer regarding the blood sport. He probably has it, so he would produce it.
Ah. He thinks for a moment, putting his hand on his chin, and he says, "Would you be interested in participating in these fights?"
Business has been slow. I considered it. But I had not yet participated.
This could be a useful way to grab attention and a reputation. He's walking around for a moment thinking about it. He says they do all manner of fights. It's not really my thing, of course, but they have single fighters and group fighters. If others are interested, you could sure partner up and fight other teams together. It is not always to the death, but sadly most of the time it is. Anyway, there's a man that is going there tonight. Matthias Kirdun. He is an emissary from the Red Citadel. He is a very powerful man. I would like for you to speak with him. I have heard through certain channels that his daughter, Farah, is needing to get out of the city and be smuggled to Mianwu. This could be the perfect chance to make friends with a high nobleman and possibly start this trade route with the smugglers if we need to do that as well. But perhaps if you wish to fight, maybe you could gain his attention that way.
I will go forth and spread the glory of Fedruha and do this task for you.
He smiles and he
If,
nods.
if you two, looks to Deacer and Rattles, wish to fight, gain his attention that way, I can speak to him while you do so. But you, her gaze falls upon Erzat. Who are you? What do you do?
Harris hasn't said anything so far, but he's been studying all of you. He's a little bit unsettling to be around because he's so restless. You know, his eyes never sit in one place for long. He's constantly shifting his stance, and then as you speak, he for the first time just focuses his attention on something, which is you, and you can see he's sort of taken you in, and the way Halaha stands, the way she's dressed, you know, the way she carries on, and he replies, "I am pleased to meet you, lovely lady." And he sort of sweeps a low bow, and you feel he's trying to be charming, but he doesn't quite make it because he's looking so unsettled at the same time. And he says, "I am Erizat. I am," and he kind of looks at the corner of his eyes to it and says, "You can consider me perhaps a consultant?" He kind of looks to Otep, you know, as if he's half expecting Otep to kind of overrule him.
Otep has a smirk on the side of his porcelain face, and he has he nods and he says, Erzat, he is of a noble family, as you are.
Ah,
Perhaps you have that in common. And he looks between you both.
is quite fascinating. Though my family is not from the city, but it is a pleasure to meet Erzat, the consultant.
Thank you. My family is not originally from this city either. We are from far below. But I have grown up here, and I know this city and its secret ways very well.
Then you should be able to get us to our destination safely, hopefully.
Most assuredly. Safety is my speciality.
And this reminds me. He takes the map back out and unrolls it for everybody to look upon. I always do that. The map of the city here. Can everybody see? I think I have everybody.
Yep.
Okay. Looks like I don't have. Can you see it, Wander?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are located here. The amphitheater is here. Which you would only, it's not very far. You would only cross into one other territory, Blade Guild and the Malefactorum territory, all kind of within the wharves and a slums area. Blade Guild's a little bit nicer, but the plague is going on as well too. So you guys could choose whichever way you want to go, through the streets or through the sewers.
So we're making friends with the Blade Guild, or are we making friends with that guy?
He wants to make friends with the guy, the nobleman, but he kind of controls the Blade Guild. He's got his hands deep in there, you know.
Gotcha.
But he does mention something else. Actually, I'll wait on that. He says, however you wish to get there is up to you. But tonight he will be there, and I wish for you to speak with him and tell him that we would like to partake in helping smuggle his daughter out of the city. That make sure to let him know that we could get this done, no problem. I am willing to pay the sum of 80 gold coins to the party that can do this task for me.
To the party who can convince the master of the Blade Guild, or who can smuggle out the girl.
Just convincing him, I think. Enough. And then we will deal with the smuggling later.
Of course.
And he leaves the map for you guys to look at for a minute, and he kind of pulls Arizet aside. And he says, he's not really whispering it or anything. He says, if the others are wishing to be in the fight, and would you mind being in this battle with them?
It's hard to see under his fur, but Arazat seems to be going pale. And he kind of like shows where he's basically got like 3 or 4 sort of bone knives there. And they really don't look that impressive. He's really not got much in the way of weapons. I think perhaps my talents can be better used elsewhere.
He laughs, like you can see he's smiling right after he asked the question, and he's like, Koto did tell me that some people are not talented at fighting, you know. He said, this is okay. I have another task for you. There is a back room. I would like you to sneak into the back room and steal a journal for me. We need to know where the Blade Guild's loyalties truly lie. They have many meetings with many different people, so do you think you could do this for me then?
Oh, of course. Truly, I would be delighted. And he this time he looks hugely relieved that Otep was joking about the fighting, and says, "Yes, just point me to the room, and well, you can consider it done."
Excellent. He says, there are, I believe, 2 doors that go to the back areas. If you go through the bar and the northernmost door on the west side. Pay close attention now. The northernmost door on the west side of the bar. That is to where you wish to go. I think they keep creatures or something in the other door, so they lock them up, to fight some of the gladiators back there. Don't go to that door.
No, I will assuredly avoid that door. And Erizat, you can see Erizat sort of mumbling to himself, northernmost door, west side, northernmost door, west side. And he's, yes, I will be sure to take the right door, thank you.
He says, you are a ratkin. You have no problem skulking about. Just steal the journal, and perhaps you can do this while they have Lord Caradon in conversation or something.
Of course, I merely wish to be of use. And he sort of nods slightly obsequiously, and then smiles a bit more genuinely. And says, "I'm glad to see you have a use for my particular talents."
He smiles. Of course. And he says, well, I will. If you have no other questions. And he nods to the rest of you.
Yes. Just a description of the man and where potentially I can find him in the stands.
And he stops for a moment. He says, this man is an Imperial. Dark hair. He is not very tall. Pale skin. But he is half elder. The slight bend in the ears there. And he kind of like points to your face. And he says, not the same dark elf, of course. The fairer skin. But he should have a bodyguard. Maybe one, two, I don't know. But he will definitely have guards with him. And I believe he is taking his daughter with him tonight as well. I'm sure Erizat could smell money.
Erizat smirks slightly, and he smirks initially, and then it vanishes quickly as he looks across to the others, and then just nods.
Well, I guess we should depart unless anybody else has any questions for Otep.
No, the task seems simple enough.
It's just good then. Need any other to go? And he departs quickly, leaving you guys with the map. Somebody can actually keep the map if they want to.
If no one else takes it, Erizat.
Halaha will look over to Deaser, Rattle. I do not think it's a good idea for me to enter any sort of combat. I know I would not be able to take my men with me, for if it is discovered that they are killed, them turning to ash will out me as a necromancer, and that cannot happen.
A good point. Then are the nobility and our target in the games whilst you search for them.
I will attempt to, if I find them, catch his eye a different way, if possible. And while he is distracted, she looks to Erzat. You can, I don't know, do whatever it is you're good at. Are you good at speaking?
Not terribly. I'm a little bit of a loner, gracious lady. And again, he seems to be attempting to be charming, and it just doesn't quite ring true. It's very, very good at hiding.
Maybe stick to the shadows then. I don't know. I will attempt to charm him. If possible. If I happen to be his type. Then again, there's not many who I'm not the type of.
Rosette smiles. A sort of toothy, ratty grin. And you notice he's got slightly better teeth than most ratkin. But still quite off-putting. And he smiles and says, I'm sure he's a very lucky man. Will think he is for a while.
Exactly. I will. She thinks for a moment. I'll bring 2 of my. That is it. If we are in crowds, I do not wish to risk any more of this. I will meet you all at the doors within 10 minutes. She quickly kind of departs from the garden, heading off to grab Tevin and Evik.
Deusser looks over to Rattles and nods approvingly. Do you think we're able to give them quite a show, don't you think?
The best they will have seen in a lifetime, I wager.
And he gets kind of a half-hearted grin on his face, and he just nods, and I agree.
I must admit that illness has taken me this day. I suspect I may not be quite so apt at crushing skulls as I usually am.
Does this illness hinder you repeatedly?
It is a side effect of this condition that you see.
And he kind of gestures to the bones and skin.
My lungs within. I cough up the sheddings of skin and bone. It is painful.
He nods approvingly, but he just nods in understanding, I should say. And you can see something trying to, like, a thought process working over his brow as he thinks for a moment and goes to prepare and starts donning his equipment, and he kneels down in front of the altar. Can I try to pray the sickness away?
Oh!
Yeah. Definitely, you could do that. But first, I would like everybody to gain spiritual influence and roll a d6, and that's how much you can add to your spiritual.
Oh my god.
Just everybody. Everybody gets this.
Oh, shit. All right.
I didn't pray
Nice.
though.
That makes sense.
It's been a while.
Oh.
Oh god, Rattles.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not a. He's not a.
You're not a
believer.
godfather.
Yeah, well, he's a believer, but he hates them. So
Yeah.
You gotta
I
blame
mean,
somebody for your trouble.
you cry out God's name at certain points, right?
Yeah, this is true.
Holy five. Hala has been looking in the mirror.
Well, Tambry is with me today.
Is she gonna start worshiping her?
I feel like she already did.
Yeah. That's awesome. She'd probably keep that from Otep. Huh?
Oh, she keeps it for she doesn't tell anybody that.
Where
Not
does
even Rattles. What's that?
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Where does spiritual influence go on the character sheet?
If you go to the Mystic tab, when you open your character, and there's like a little symbol, magic symbol thing.
Okay, in there. Cool.
Right in the middle. Yeah, you can just add
Got
it
it.
to the max there
Cool. Thank you very
permanently.
much. Sorry.
Yeah.
didn't mean to interrupt.
Nice. Everybody starts with like garbage except for like Templars and spiritualist classes. If you're not like a religious type of class, you know, it's just it's mostly just kind of like a luck roll more than anything. Spirits of your ancestors, whatever you want to call it, you know, it's more like a luck roll than anything anyway. It's not like a beam of light comes out of the sky or whatever. But a deicer is gonna pray, and that's go ahead and click your if you click on your token, you can click your spiritual button up there, which is the 6-pointed star.
Nope,
Boo.
not today. Ooh, I rolled hot.
Dang it. Well, he spends some time praying before you guys as their stuff ready. And is anybody going to try to bring anything extra?
I just
there.
got Evik and Tevin with me. My only extras.
Okay. Some undead creatures.
We're going at night, right?
It is nighttime.
Okay, good.
And they're disguised.
Yeah, they're armored from head to toe, like full face mask.
And do you want to do anything extra?
What can I do extra?
They might smell pretty bad.
Maybe I could, I don't know, pinch some herbs from Ivo.
Yeah.
Guessing.
Yeah. Put some perfume on them.
Yep, make them smell like me.
Panther, that will cover it up.
So, before you guys leave, she probably brings those two. Here, I'll put them in there on the screen with you guys. I mean, what is that? What is that like when you bring these guys in? I don't think Erzat.
Yeah, Erzat has not met these. Tevin usually stays in Halaha's room. So from beneath his helmet, you see it looks like hair very similar to Halaha's, very well taken care of. That kind of peeks out. He's fairly slow as he walks, but as soon as he arrives, well, when Halaha stops, he immediately stops to her left. He wears, it looks like a cestus, dragon cestus, one hand, as he stands there, slightly swaying. The other thrall, Evik, comes up on our other side, stopping immediately as she does. He holds a very large shield in one hand, and looks like a small dagger in the other. He's also armored from head to toe. He seems a bit more, I'd say not as mindless almost as Tevin does, but you don't see any hair peeking out. You see no face, no hands, no feet from either of them, really. It's all just black veils and gloves. It's probably fairly unnerving to have these slightly heavy breathing creatures stand on either side of Alaha. She stands with almost an aura of command. She comes to the door.
As they approach, Erazat's backing away. He's kind of twitching a little bit more than usual. It's almost like he's restraining the urge to run. He recognizes danger and he doesn't really want to be anywhere near it, but he's kind of reminding himself of the long game here. So he stays as far away from them as he can without looking like he's running away. So it's fairly clear he's avoiding them, but he's not being outright. He's not outright fleeing or outright, outright sort of running away or backing away from you too much. So you can tell what's happening, but he's not making it blatant.
Alaha smiles down to Erzat. Says, "There's no reason to be afraid of them, for they're under my control. The only time they would come after you is if you attempted to do something to me."
No reason to be fearful of them unless I have reason to fear you then, lovely lady.
There are many reasons to fear me, I will say, Erzat.
Oh, that I have no doubt. But you have no reason to fear or to have any anger towards me, so I think we can. And he kind of tails off, and because he seems to be losing his thought pattern as he kind of locks eyes for a moment with one of them, and his words just tail off. Yes. Should we be going?
Yes. Halaha, she passes. She kind of pats Erzat on the head twice before passing him and continuing.
All right. Leaving the up the stairs into the old bookstore, where you notice an old man scribbling next to a lantern. He looks up for a moment and nods, gray hair all in his face, and pass through the bookstore and out the door into the night streets.
Erazat will say to the others, look, if you want to keep your friends off the streets, we can always travel through the sewers. It's a little less direct, but it's, well, very discreet.
The problem being, we might have another encounter like we had last time.
Well, no, not with me around, dear lady. I know where all the dangers are in the sewers. We will be quite safe, though perhaps it is ill-advised. You would not perhaps smell the way you would wish to smell once you emerge from the sewers, if you were about to be charming to our target.
Yes, then we should take to the streets then.
Adeasur kind of knocks the back of his gloves against the various metal pieces of armor he has on his body, and sewer waters would cause some issues with my armor that I'm not willing to take.
Ah, I see. Very well.
Rattles will, after that's passed for a moment, he will tap Erzat on the shoulder.
If you would like to use your knowledge of the sewers, I have been tasked with a certain operation within the guild. I may be able to utilize you for such a purpose.
Erzat tries to sort of look Rattles in the eye, but he he obviously finds him so unsettling that he has trouble holding his gaze, and he's attempting to look friendly, but he's also kind of shrinking away from you at the same time. It's a bit of a weird effect. He says, "Oh, I'd be very glad to help any way I can be useful."
Good. Start by shedding some of that fear. I am not so awful as I appear to most.
I'm, and you can tell that he's trying to, yeah, he tries to look like he's doing what you say, but yeah, the fear is too big a part of him, and he sort of nods and says, I appreciate it, but well, for some of us, wariness has become a way of life. I've learnt to live by watching my back. It's not a habit easily discarded.
Something I understand well. It will come with time.
Erzak seems to consider that and nods. He's looking thoughtful. As you start walking, you notice he sort of like, he first of all walks a little slower than you guys, and then he sort of seems to get separated from you for a second by the crowd, and then he just seems to vanish. You catch glimpses of him enough to know that he's walking with you, but he seems very good at losing himself in a crowd and losing himself in the shadows, and just being slightly less conspicuous than the rest of you.
You guys are about halfway there. Alley. You notice that there is a monk walking with one of the priests of Garmeth wearing the mask, the old plague mask. And the monk has an offering bowl out, and he's begging for money. And he says, he rings a little bell as he walks. Does anybody put anything in the offering bowl?
No.
What does this monk actually look like? Does he look to be poor, or?
He's wearing the brown robes. You can't even see his face, like the hood on and everything. He's wearing sandals, and he's wearing a rope for a belt. He does look pretty poor, but and his hands look dirty. But the priest that's near him, you don't know if they're together or not, but the priest is standing near to him. He seems to be watching the people behind the mask. Maybe he's looking for plague victims walking through the streets.
Erzak will throw a bit in.
Laha will pass by. He's dirty. He's poor.
You throw a bit in. The Ratkin does.
Sorry, can you say again?
Did you say you threw a bit in?
I did, yes. Yeah.
Okay. He rings the bell, and he does some sort of symbol, moving his hands in kind of a circular formation, whispering a prayer for you. And that was the random encounter. Oh. You don't know why, but you do feel enlightened as you move off.
It's been an odd day. Certainly, Erzak thinking about what Rattle said.
You guys make it to the arena. The doors are open. You have to move down some stairs. Do you guys have sight here?
Yes.
Yep.
Adeuser and Rattles. I guess you guys would be in the front. And as you move down the steps, you notice that there's a man.
I need to refresh my mouse being stupid.
You notice a human sitting behind a table. You can already hear the sounds of fighting going on and cheers in the back here. The scribe sitting at the front. He looks up and he nods. Are there any fighters today?
Yes, you have 2 fighters in front of you.
And Erazat from the back sort of says, not me, not me. No.
He looks back at you, Erazat, and he smiles and he looks back. Of course. Is this your first time here? I do not recognize you.
It would be mine. I don't know about my companion.
Mine as well. We intend to enter as a duo.
Then I shall take your names for the announcement, and we will match you with a willing participant.
Perhaps a name of our team would be more appropriate.
He says, as you wish.
How about the skull and the sword?
And he smiles. He says, excellent choice, sir. And you see him scribble it down in there. He says, and then we will call you and let you know when your fight will begin. And he kind of motions the way for you guys to go further on down the stairs. And he says, please enjoy the drinks and the food and the betting. And he points to the others. Don't be afraid to bet on your friends.
Halaha perks up a bit. He says, what are the odds that one can take?
He says, when we call the names, there, find one of the, they will let you know.
Good. Thank you. And where does one go to, sit down and watch?
He says, there are 2 passages, right here to my left, my lady, and up the stairs there is another bar for the right side of the arena.
You keep track of who comes through here.
He says, I do. Quite often. I know many faces here.
Good. Do you happen to know of a Matthias Kerdon?
Ha!
He is.
Indeed, I do.
Good. Where does he happen to be?
And he thinks for a moment, like as if he should share the information, but he keeps smiling and he says, he is on the eastern side of the arena. Up the stairs, my lady. And he points off in the direction.
She'll slide over 2 silver to him and say thank you.
Oh, most appreciated.
And she'll look to Erzat, shall we?
Erazat is already starting down the stairs, and he looks back slightly startled and says, yes, yes, absolutely.
As Evik walks by, he does say something to Evik. He says, oh, you look like a fighter as well. Not fighting today, sir?
Halaha turns around and says, he is on the job with me.
He just smiles and nods. You have the smell of the sewers.
Damn, he
Yes.
stink.
Okay, so when you walk in, there is this chamber here, which seems to have, this must be the western part of the arena. And then up the stairs here heads off to the eastern part. And you guys are free to move wherever you wish.
Sorry, which part's the eastern way? This way?
Yep, the eastern way is up
Oh.
the stairs here, and then this is the western way. But he did say, yeah, the
Up the stairs.
Matthias was up the stairs to the eastern part.
Halaha looks to. Oh no, you go ahead.
I was going to say, basically, Erzat nods to you all and says, "Well, I wish you all good luck in your various endeavors. I must be about my task." And he sort of inclines his head and then kind of just steps back slightly from the light of the torches and just leans against the wall casually, but already he's less conspicuous.
Halaha looks to Rattles and she passes by. Says, "I'm going to bet on you, so don't let me lose money now."
I would never dream of such a thing.
She nods as she continues up towards the east area.
Rattles will also step to Erzad. Be wary, and if there is trouble, try to give us a signal that we might do something to aid in your flight.
Thank you. I will be grateful to have such worthy companions aiding my cause.
And he nods and steps back to wait with Edisur.
You've noticed with Rattles, he tries to be really charming, but he keeps picking the wrong words and being a little awkward, and he doesn't quite meet your gaze, and you're getting the impression he's not really that used to being around people. He doesn't read people that well.
Yeah, I'll take note of it for sure.
Who's all recording?
Me.
Okay. No backup recordings?
It's me. Oh, okay. And Emma.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'll open up the vision for Arizat too,
Thank you.
because he's probably gonna have his own little gig going on.
Side gig.
Yeah. So as you guys go up the stairs, yeah, you cross through the bar area where you see dwarf is bartending. Nothing much of concern in there. Were you part of the Halaha? Were you part of the raid on the Gibbet's Quarter where you saved the priestess Amaranth?
I was.
Okay, can you make a perception check when you walk in here?
Oh, is it this guy?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, you noticed then. Don't even worry about it. You
Yeah,
don't have to
I'll
roll.
roll anyway. Full focus, Halaha. But at least I noticed it.
Okay, so we'll say you don't see him at first.
Yeah. Takes her a moment. I'm guessing she sees him.
Yes. finally you do see Matthias sitting down there with his daughter and at least one bodyguard with him. Uh, the bodyguard seems well armored, uh, wearing steel pauldrons and a chest plate, and Matthias has very nice robes on, and as does his daughter. You notice some orcs sitting around him, but you don't think that they're together. They seem pretty enthralled with what's going on in the arena at the moment. You notice two orcs fighting, and the people are cheering.
Alaha will take a moment and. So it just looks like he's guarding, right? Like he's looking out.
Mm-hmm. This guy right here.
Yeah. So she is going to come to this table over here, and she is going to write a quick note down. But as she's kind of writing her note, she's eventually going to try and pass off with money inside to the guard. If you want to go to someone else.
Okay. And Rattles and Arizat. Oh, where is Oh, okay. I see him. Adeuser's up there. Okay, what are you guys doing? Arizat, Rattles, Adeuser.
So Erazat is he's just he's watching and waiting for Rattles and Adeuser to carry on through to the arena, because he doesn't want to too obviously be with them. Because so far only one person's really seen that they're together.
Rattles is waiting for the call to the arena. He's kind of pacing around. Saw Edisur walk off towards what appears to be a bar. Thinks about it, but decides he is not much of a fighter when he drinks, let alone he's sick right now. So he just kind of paces back and forth at the base of the steps, waiting.
I think Rattles just went through one of the stages of his mutation, right?
Last level, yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe having some after effects.
Yeah, that makes sense for him to be pretty sick. And you do notice that these scribes seem to be set up at the tables, and there's more people in here, of course, than there are tokens and stuff, but the crowds are all through here. You don't see a great deal of guards, it seems like. There are a few in here. You also notice Arizat is trying to make your way towards the back of the bar, and Adeuser, as you're walking towards the bar, you do notice these chests right next to the some of the scribes, and it seems to be where they're like taking money out and paying people that win bets and stuff like that, or they're taking people's money and locking them in there.
Was that at one point? At once, he's both thinking that that's a lot of money, and then also thinking it must be incredibly well guarded. It's probably not worth it. So he just starts looking nonchalant now, and just makes his way across the rest of the room. Doesn't really acknowledge Adeuser as he comes past him, and then makes his way down to this end of the bar.
You can see there's a dwarf at the bar, and he seems pretty well lit up. He's talking loudly and shouting out about his days in the arena. And then this bartender, an older human fellow, he walks over to Adeuser and he nods to him while he's cleaning a mug and says, "What can I get for you?"
Do you have any watered wine?
"Water wine." And he smiles. He says, "Of course, I can get you that."
Thank you. And while he's doing that, I'd like to just kind of try to scope out. I'm assuming these guys might be competition.
This
Well, not
guy,
the dwarf. but maybe this dude or this guy over here.
Yeah, it does seem like most of these guys over here that are fighter types. Oh man, you do notice this guy sitting by the arena. He stands up and he starts to make his way over here. He also looks like some sort of a Templar type, a holy symbol on his chest.
Okay.
And carries the shield on his back and a big stone hammer on his belt. He walks over and he starts talking to the human, patting him on the shoulder, and they start conversing. You do see mostly warriors in here, but you aren't seeing the main competition right now.
Okay. I'm just trying to get a feel for the people that I see in the bar here and see if there's any, I don't know, braggarts or anything like that are coming up saying that they're going to whip everyone's ass.
Yeah, you haven't seen that yet. And Arizat, make a perception check. When you click on your token, you go up to attributes. There's a little button up there.
Okay.
That'll drop down for your perception.
Attributes. Perception. Okay.
That's a good one. You notice that here, and you do not see a guard at that door at all.
Over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is
right.
the western.
Northernmost door.
Yeah.
Ah. Cool. Yeah, I'm not going to head over that way yet. I'm going to wait until things are a little bit more. There are a few more distractions, I think. So I'll be. Do I think I've got enough money for an ale if I've just got a few bits?
Yeah. 1 bit will get you an ale.
Right. I'll order an ale once the barman's free.
All right. And the same for you, Adeus, sir. I mean, if you threw down a copper, that would be like a big tip for him. But it's up to you.
I'll throw a copper.
So he takes it. He thanks you.
Make it rain pennies.
This dwarf finally notices you after a minute, and he says, there's one. You're here for the fight.
I am good dwarf.
He comes over, and you're like, you can already smell him before he reaches you, you know. And he says, by the gods, is that a dwarven hammer?
It is. I had it commissioned recently. I'm looking forward to trying it in the arena.
He says, I'll be betting on you then. What's your name?
You can call me Adeus. I go by the shield and my partner is the skull. Sorry. I go by... Wait, did you say the sword or the shield?
I did say the sword. The sword sounded a little more intimidating.
Okay. You can call me the sword in the arena. My partner's the skull.
And he seems like he's enthralled by this, so he's like, aha! And he says, I'm going over to bet on you now. Stumbles off, knocks over a couple of people, makes his way to the table.
In characters, Adeus is stoic as hell. Out of character, I fucking love it.
Alright, so...
I'd like to try to just move up to the arena and catch a fight with my cup of wine. I'm not drinking any, but just holding it.
Okay. And, you know, a few fights pass by, as you guys are waiting for for your time to come up. The last one, the half orc ends up killing the orc, laying him out, and it looks like this guy must be the master of arms, and the announcer. And after he announces this guy, the crowd goes wild, and they clear, and that's when they call on, what was it? The sword and
skull.
The skull and the sword.
the skull and the sword.
Yes.
All right. So you guys are met by this guy first, who comes and speaks with you, and he tells you where to enter. So I'm gonna drag you guys over there to speed it up.
Before they go and fight, is it possible for Herlaha, before instigating or starting all the stuff with Matthias, to go and bet on the skull and the sword?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. What are the odds?
All right. Let's roll them right now.
Okay.
They're gonna be fighting a couple of orcs. That's all
Okay.
that they end up finding out, pretty much. And I'll tell you that in just a minute. But I would say low is good.
High odds, so that means they're bad odds, which means... Is it
We're
less...
probably favored.
Oh, you're favored?
Probably, if I would think, because if low's good, that would mean that that odds are
Yeah.
against us and it looks good to bet on us. If odds are high, they're like, yeah, these two guys are probably gonna smash these orcs.
Right. So the odds are 2-1 in their favor. These people aren't liking the orcs. It appears.
I'm still gonna
But they're-
bet on. I'm still gonna bet on the my boys. I'm still gonna make money back. So he's gonna put down 15 Talon.
Okay. Nice.
Better win, I swear to God.
Yeah, and so you say that you're still gonna make money back. We could go in here and get our asses handed to.
We're gonna
It's
fucking lose
true.
so bad.
Should have taken that bet.
The sword and the skull.
Skull and sword.
The skull and the sword.
It's however they introduce it at this point.
Right?
Yeah.
He
The
might.
skull, the skull and the sword and the skull.
The sword
The
goes with the
skull.
The sword and sword. Oh shit.
So he does tell you guys while you're back there. So you guys will be fighting a couple of goblinoids. One uses a bow. I've seen him fight before. He's tricky. He's fast. The other is Mulo. That's a dangerous fellow when you get up close. Careful. And good luck to you. They march out. He marches out. You can you can smell the piss in here. You can smell the blood coming from the door. Like people have messed themselves in the hallway, perhaps, before they gone out. And you can smell the sweat in here. From this door here, you notice it open up. And you can hear some conversing. The door opens up from...
And what do we hear?
You hear the talking, sounds like a weird... I don't know if any of you guys speak the Sharpfin tongue.
Check. No.
I do not.
But you notice a familiar face speaking with the others, and that door basically opens up as this guy here steps out of the way, and that's when you see Vazamu.
I don't think any of us recognize him at all, do we?
Just from the
Unless-
wanted poster.
Oh,
I would not say anything immediately, but I would look to Edisur upon seeing him.
And I mean, in his reputation as well, a well-known assassin of the Obsidian Scythe, and it's when you're walking through here, you can hear that reptilian slithering tongue, and then this guy here says his name, Vazamu Niknasakotai, and that's basically really what catches your eye, and you turn to see him, and he looks towards you all, but he just for a passing second, he glances at you. You notice he's wearing 2 blades on his belt. He just looks at you for just a moment and doesn't seem to stop or recognize you at all or anything like that. And then you see him walk off this way. And then the door kind of swings closed, as if this reptilian guy was just peeking in for a moment to see who the next fighters were. And that's when you hear the music change. And then the doors open up. And you guys are free to enter into the pit. And you pass that note to...
Do I have sight on someone?
Oh, do you need sight on them?
Yeah, I can't see them from where I am.
yeah. Halaha would have passed the note probably after betting, a bit earlier, before the fight happened, to one of the guards, just to set up basically a possible meeting before that, so basically she could try and get in there before the fight itself.
Okay. Who did you want to pass the note to? Actually,
It was gonna be, I think, this gentleman, because that's one of the guards, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so she passes it with a gold talon in it. Says, "Do you think you could give this to your master?"
And he smiles at you and looks you up and down, and he says, "Indeed."
Thank you.
And as you go back and you find a seat, probably.
Yep, pretty close, so she can look over.
Okay. He passes the note to him. He looks unconcerned in the beginning and shoos him away. Like he's interested in the fighting. And then this guy, Roderick, he looks back at you. And he nods to you. And he keeps continuing to look over at you and smile every once in a while, you notice.
I think Kalaha will eventually get up and maybe go over and casually talk to the guard.
Do I see Halaha in the crowd at all?
Most likely.
He would try to get your attention and mouth the word Bazamu to you. If you could possibly see it, I don't even know.
Let's see.
Just a warning, because he didn't recognize us, but he might recognize one of us.
Maybe. It might also just look like ma to her from way down there, and she's like, she just waves, like, hi.
He definitely said, "I love you." I think that's what it was.
Shit.
Oh, she does not wave then. She's like, oh no.
No, you probably don't know exactly what he said. But Matthias does take notice of that, and he looks back at you to kind of see who he's talking to, Mulo comes out. This dude, he looks pretty scary. Pretty big orc. And he has a morning star. You notice he has a cestus on his left hand. A big blade strapped on his belt. He does have some armor on. And he starts to swing the mace, points at the other goblinoid, and shouts something in the orc tongue. And the goblinoid starts to move this way, kind of circle to the side. You guys do notice that the arena is stained with blood, and there are blades coming out of the wall that look pretty much the size of large swords. All right, are you guys good with that position?
Sure. This works for me.
While they're circling and before things get really loud in there, Erazat's just going to sort of sidle into this area, and he'll look like he's kind of leaning against the wall and doing something with his boot, but he's actually going to try and listen at that door.
All right. You try to listen to the door, and then it's like so loud, the cheers and everything, the drums, that you can't really make out any noise, but go ahead and make a perception check anyway. There is some torchlight coming from underneath the door.
Ah, cool. Oof.
But you can't really tell. You don't see much in the way of shadows moving or anything.
Cool. Okay.
Do you want to check to see if it's locked, or it does have a keyhole? The keyhole looks pretty big.
I'll wait for a second. Once things kick off in the arena, then I'll peek through the keyhole.
Okay. And we are going to do initiative. Mulo, it's out a battle cry, which gives him and his friend here a plus to their initiative.
Damn it, Rattles. Damn it. Do we roll initiative as well?
Yeah, you can roll this.
Sure.
In case you want to do something.
She's doing stuff. I guess it's just like what we're doing up here, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that works. That'd be totally cool. All right. The first one is the archer. And he is going to drag an arrow out for his first action and fire his horse bow at a daiser. He's going to spend one action to aim, though, and he's going to burn a frenzy to fire. So he just used 3 action points. 14 coming flying at you at daiser.
Well, shit. I'm going to...
If you hit your token, you can go up to defense.
Yeah, I'm going to try to I'll block with the shield.
Yep. That's perfect.
Boom.
Nice. Arrow. Thunk. Mulo. He starts to charge. He has a 4 movement, 8 running. Oh, he's able to make it to you. And he comes flying at you, totally screaming, racing across the field there, and swings his Morning Star with a heavy attack.
I would hit.
God damn it.
Damn it. Do you have your cestus? Did you bring that with you?
No, I give that back.
I could have given you a cestus. I have an extra cestus. Do you want an extra cestus?
Too late.
God
We're
damn it.
here now.
Oh no.
Should have taken my extra cestus.
I have 2 deadly weapons already. Yikes.
That's a big oof.
So I actually don't think this knocks me down. 17 total armor value, so 27? Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
27, so I stay
17.
standing.
Armor, nice. Jesus.
So I'll make that adjustment.
Minus 27.
Yeah.
Damn, your body is stacked.
I know.
33 body. Nice. So, just so everybody knows, he has to take 34 damage to get knocked to the ground.
So Morning Star hits and like just shatters some of the outer bone around Rattle's ribs, as he wasn't expecting the orc to close the distance that fast.
The orc looks shocked, and but he's not going to use his frenzy yet. It is a deusser.
Okay, this dude's here. I would like to. I've got a space of movement. I could charge him, right?
Yeah. What is your move?
Shit.
6.
That is 6.
Total 6. So you'd be able to make it 6 hexes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go after Mulo here.
Okay.
He seems like the bigger threat at the moment. So yeah, I'd like to charge in and bring the hammer down.
Cool. You want to do a quick or a heavy?
I want to do a heavy. Spends. Let's see, how many points is that? Spend a little bit.
2 actions.
Double point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to spend any frenzy yet. Just use both actions to smash him.
All right. Bam.
Yeah, you would have definitely had your hammer out.
And then type of attack, it's 2 action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, nice. 20. He is going to try to throw his handle up to kind of block yours. And he does not. So you'll hit damage, the Dwarven Hammer, and no modifier, but when it comes to power, just put a 2 in there and hit enter. Bam. So 24 minus 14, he takes 10. He staggers back.
Let's see, and then I can spend some frenzy to go again.
You can do 2 and do that same attack.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll spend 2 and go again. I feel it's important to get this guy out.
Yeah, I have a feeling I should have spent mine. I figured he was kind of shocked, though. He spent it being shocked.
Yeah.
Like Rattles didn't even fall down. Alright. He's going to try to parry this one. Swing his mace around,
Yeah, you got it.
so he gets a tally on you. Alright. As you come in with that one, he smacks it to the side. Halaha, you doing anything?
Nothing that relates to this. But she's kind of standing with the guard. He seems interested. And she says, I really need to talk with your master. It is of great concern to him.
Is he in danger, my lady?
No, but it is regarding something that he deeply, deeply wants.
And he seems to think for a moment and back to Matthias. And then he looks back to you and he nods. He says, I will get him to speak with you. Just a moment.
Thank you.
Erzat, what are you doing?
I'm unmuting first of all. So Erazat is going to, now there's a big distraction going on in the arena. He's going to peek through the keyhole.
Peeking through there, you don't see any people moving around. You see a large cage, and you see a creature, a big, furry creature pacing back and forth inside this cage. Beyond the cage, you do make out another door.
And nothing else much in this room, right? Do I recognize the creature?
It looks like a cave bear.
Oof. Okay. Then I
But
guess
it does look like it's in a cage.
it's in a cage, and even if it makes noise, it shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Okay. That's probably me done for the round. The next round, I'm going to try and sneak in.
Rattles.
Oh, this man just hit me. I have to give him something back. So, yeah, Rattles is going to try to do a heavy attack, and I'll try to grapple him as well, because I see some things I would like to use. So,
Nice.
you have to choose one or the other, or are you able to attempt to grapple while smashing somebody?
Are you trying to take something off of him, or? Are you
No, I'm trying to grab him because this looks like it would really fucking hurt.
Yeah, you grab him for one action.
Yeah, I'll try to... So is that just unarmed?
Unarmed, yeah.
Okay.
And he's gonna try to dodge.
Fuck.
First action, he dodges.
I'll try to grab him one more time.
Okay.
That looks better.
Oh my god! 19 plus 120. He matches, so he dodges.
Any bonuses from him being surrounded?
Ah! You do have a bonus for outnumbered. Both of you guys are in contact, so you are able to grab him.
Alright. I don't really... So I'll just have him grabbed for now, but I'm going to use 2 Frenzy and smash the hell out of him, because I can't really move after I've done all my actions. So I'll burn 2 Frenzy, and I'll do a heavy attack while I have him grappled. What's the bonus for the surround?
I'll take it from his defense.
Okay.
I just forgot it last time. And you've got him grabbed.
Oof.
Nice. This is going to be a power 2 if you're unarmed. Is it missing the bone damage?
It's, yes, that would be 4, 8 to 16.
Okay. Alright. It doesn't seem to do much damage to him, but, yeah, what do you do there?
So, scuffles with him a bit, and the attack from Edisur throws him off enough for Rattles to get a hold of him, And then Rattles just kind of catches him with one of his even more bony elbows, opening up a cut on his superficial cut on his cheek as he's trying to start dragging Mulo towards this spike.
Gibbets, the archer, he draws another arrow. He's going to do this. Yeah, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to spin an action to aim and end up because unfortunately he does not have cool talents yet, like Deadeye. And this is going at a Deacer again.
Oh, shit. All right, I'll try to block with my shield. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, I hear the whistle of the arrow coming in, and I just spin around and knock that shit out of the air like Legolas.
That one does take a little bit of damage to the shield. It is now Mulo's turn. You've kind of got him by the arm there, too. He is going to try and heavy attack Deacer and take advantage of that extra +1 there. But you are holding him and dragging him, so I'm going to give him a modifier from that, too. Two-action heavy attack as you're trying to drag him at a Deacer. Oh.
Oh
Ooh,
my
that's
god.
a fail.
That's a critical.
Go ahead and roll your defense anyway. A Deacer, you could get a crit defense.
All right.
Close.
Oops, that's the wrong button there. He fumbles with a melee, trips and slips. Fucking damn. He hits the ground. He's gonna burn 2 frenzy and try to flail you from the ground. Suffering minuses. Heavy attack coming at you.
Oof.
Still gets a 13.
That's that mirror, Adicer.
That's it, Rattles, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Man.
Still, Rattles is hard.
$19.
19 damage, still not enough to knock you down.
No.
Which means it's not enough to force you to let go of him either.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would say this one smashes into my shin bone, and I do feel it, but it's not enough to throw me off yet.
A Deacer.
If Big Boy's on the ground, I'm going to just grab onto the hammer and try to bring it down on his head. Do a heavy attack there.
Nice. And he is suffering some negs now.
Shit.
Alright. He's being grappled, which is a -4. And he's on the ground, brings it to a -5. Struggling on the ground, he is hit.
Oh shit! All right. And let's see how much. He gets hit 4. Woof.
30 damage. All right, he's still alive, but he's heavily wounded. What happens there?
Yeah, as he flails up with his flail, and there's that sickening crunch of rattle shin bone. Deacer just kicks him in the shin, knocks him onto his back further, and just brings the hammer down on his chest. There's a resounding crunch that echoes throughout the arena as he spins the hammer around. I'm going to spend 2 frenzy and do it again. Drop the hammer on his ass.
Shit.
Fuck.
God.
Oh, Ada, sir, we missed you.
Yeah, I'm doing
Sorry.
fan-fucking-tastic.
Alright, -5 again.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, no, he's fine on that one.
Damn. He rolls to the side, and him being a barbarian, he does have a cool ability called Blood Rage.
Yeah.
He's gonna burn a frenzy. And he just starts freaking out as you're dragging him and trying to smash into him. After that one solid hit to the chest, he like gets enraged and roars. He's gaining +20 to this HP. And it is Halaha.
Yeah. So what's Matthias saying?
So he does get his attention, and Matthias looks back towards you. What do you want to do when he looks at you?
Halaha will try to appear her most attractive that she can. Maybe a little extra boob, some hip exposure, ankle. As delicious as she can appear.
Go ahead and roll your charisma.
Charisma or seduction?
Seduction.
Okay.
Of course, seduction.
I have a -1 because I am cold-hearted. I think I'm doing the motions. I don't actually feel anything from this. Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Nice. Let's see.
Oh, it's in the double digits. Ah, yes!
Ah!
Get him.
He like starts to turn away for a minute, and then he like looks back at you, and you see this smile creep on the side of his face, you know. And then he looks over to his daughter for a moment, and then back to you, and kind of waves for you to come over and sit by him.
She smiles and makes her way down the steps to sit next to him, inclining her head as she does so.
All right, Arizat.
Okay, Erazat figures he's got to get moving, so I'm going to try the door handle.
It is unlocked.
Cool. So I'll just smoothly, without trying not to attract too much attention, just open the door, slide in, and then close the door quietly behind me. And quite quickly before, because that way, if this roars, at least it won't attract too much attention.
When you creep in, you see for a moment out into the arena, and you can see your companions out there dragging this guy and beating him. And the archer moving around, firing at them. The bear seems to be pacing. It is not acting like hostile towards you at all. It's just pacing back and forth in that area right there.
Okay, so Erazat's not taking any chances though. He's going to flatten himself against this wall and try and make himself wake his way through if he can. Through this kind of way. I don't know how far he can get.
And
He's going to kind of jog across if he can.
okay, yeah, you move across over there. Let me. Yeah, go ahead and move to the door over there. You get to the other door, and that door is locked.
Okay.
And
That's it for me for the round.
do you have anything for that?
Yeah, I think I have a
You
lockpick.
have any lockpick? Okay, cool.
Yeah, but one lockpick, so but not break it.
Sweet. You got a chance to get in there. Rattles.
All right, let's try to drag this man onto this spike and force him into it. So I'm gonna try to drag him like here, and then heft him torso first onto the spike. So, what do you want me to do for this one? For the rolls?
Okay. This will be a 2-action unarmed.
Okay.
Oh, nice. And he is going to try to defend and fight you off here. But he does not. Go ahead and give him, we're going to give him the spike damage. 2d20, and that's going to be power 2. So you will get your strength damage on it, so you can add that there.
Damn, dude.
That did not calculate right, but
No.
so that would be 16, 14, 31 times 2, 62 damage, I think. Right?
62. That sounds right. Minus is 14. That is damage. Jeez. He would be dead if not for the blood rage.
Well, let's help him along. I'll spend another 2 frenzy and do it again. Yeah, so Rattles jabs him into the spike. A chest burst rips through his kind of lower left torso, exposing out the other side. And then he fights him off, and Rattles rears him back one more time and tries to smash him through it again.
The crowd is eating that up too. They always love the wall kills. Oh, he's
Love a good
done.
impaling.
He's done. And he's pretty wounded.
Oh, God. $52.
And that's a kill.
Yeah, so Rattles brings him back and then grabs him by the back of the head and just smashes the eye socket first into the spike and leaves him hanging there.
Yeah. The crowd goes crazy. Givets takes another shot with his arrow. This one is at Adeus or still. He's determined to. Actually, is it? 1, 2, 3 Adeus. Yep. He's not aiming this time, he's just doing a quick shot. Oh god.
Yeah, boy.
And he throws down the bow after that, like he's gonna grab his blade out. So Mulo's turn, he's dead. It's Adeus's turn.
After looking back to Mulo getting impaled on the spike, I nod over to Rattles and then just turn deadpan towards Givets, and then I just start fucking steamroll running towards him. So I can make it an 8, I think. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm gonna get right up in his face.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna spend my last 2. And I'm going to just try to bring the hammer as an uppercut on his chin.
And you can see he's dropped his bow, but he hasn't pulled his blade out yet.
Nope, I'm not.
Oh my god.
No.
All right.
Oh shit!
Shit. He dodges to the side. Go ahead and just click on the melee.
Oh, fuck
And
me.
yours was the 3.
Oh,
All right. So tripping and slipping onto the ground, you still have your frenzy. So you can, those frenzy that you burned, you can rage from the ground right there.
Okay, yeah, I will, I'll try to take his legs out from under him. Let's see. Yeah,
He's gonna try to jump. Are you kidding me?
fuck me.
Oh my god. This is fantastic.
2 fumbles in a row.
You hit yourself.
Ugh,
holy shit!
So you're gonna take half damage.
cool.
Oof! Don't explode! Oh fuck!
36 minus your armor.
22.
Yeah,
So it'd
22.
be, are you doing like, are we doing
14.
armor after having it or before?
Oh.
If it's halved, it's 18, and then my armor's still 22.
Yeah, your armor soaks it.
Okay, yeah.
It's sad either way.
As I start running towards him, I slip in a pool of bloody mud, land on the ground, and just flail about like a fucking turtle on its back.
Fuck it. Oh. Alright, it is Halaha.
She will of course sit down next to Matthias, pointing her head to it, and say, I appreciate you allowing me to come sit with you. I assume you're enjoying the fight.
He says, I am. This is most exciting.
Yes.
Uh.
Who did you bet on?
He says, this one here. Your friend, I see.
Yes. They are indeed my companions. They are actually attempting to catch your eye.
Are they now?
Yes.
And he smiles, and he looks over to Adeaser, and he's like, this one looks like he's in trouble.
Yes, he'll make a comeback. Don't worry. I can promise you this.
And he smiles, and he looks over to you, and you can see his daughter has kind of got like this, you know, giving you the evil eye type of thing, or being very cautious, you know. Erzat.
Hey, I'm going to try and pick the lock. So, skills. It turns out I had 3 lock picks.
Okay, cool.
So I've got lock picking. Any bonus or penalty?
If you want to take longer, I will give you a bonus to concentrate on it, or are you just trying to get quick in there?
Actually, no. The first, I'll try and initially get in there quickly, and if that doesn't work, then I'll do that. So I'll just do quickly first of all.
Okay, so just go ahead and roll it as regular. Nice. The lock gives a satisfying click, and it is unlocked.
Excellent.
You want to creep the door open?
Yeah, just very carefully.
When you look in there, the office, this has to be the office of runs this place. It's has a lot of items in it that you're amazed by at first, because there's, you know, you see gold coins on the table over here. You see a couple of journals. You see some armor and weapons lying about. You see 2 chests. bookshelves with parchments rolled up and scrolls and stuff like that. And your eyes kind of go wide as you see all this stuff. And there is another door over to the right that you're unsure where that goes, but
Hey. Cool.
do you want to move on in?
Yeah, if I can, yeah. Move on in. Close the door.
And then we will go to Rattles.
Well, I can cover that distance, so I am going to
Save me.
go for the ultimate shoulder check into that spike that Give is conveniently right next to. So Rattles is gonna steamroll, just sprint across as Edisur is going down, and I'm just gonna try to give him a nice unarmed heavy attack shove.
Fast.
That's that charge speed. Yeah, not terrible.
He looks like he's got a hand on the hilt of the Adarga blade, and then Mongrel goblins have these terribly nasty looking teeth. They always remind me of that creature Baraka from Mortal Kombat. He looks like he's about to jump or try to pounce on Adeus as he missed, and then he sees you coming, barreling towards him. He tries to do a little roll out of the way, and he successfully does.
Oh, I only got 2 frenzy, but I wanna give him my hands. I'm gonna spend it. Fuck it.
All right.
Try it again.
Try the big shove.
Yeah. Well.
Oh no, the curse of Adeus, sir.
Oh,
It's got a probability field next to him.
that's horrible.
Oh.
And he's quick too. He's out of the way.
Well, that's that.
Gibbets, I did the same thing. Gibbets sees that Adeus is on the ground, and he's going to whip the blade out. He is going to spend 1 frenzy to make it a heavy attack and try to plunge the dagger into you. It's a big blade, big dagger. It's like a darker blade, almost like a short sword. So, here we go.
He's compensating.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He's definitely. Oh, he's fast.
Is that me or just Edisur?
That's
me.
it. Rattles.
Okay. Oh, it's
Oh,
at me.
that rattles.
Yeah, because I stepped up to eat the shit.
It's the second time I haven't called it out yet.
Hey!
Hey!
I too am fast. Yeah, Rattles sees the blade coming out because Gibbets was taking all of his lifetime to get it out of the sheath to begin with. So it comes out and he's able to dodge ever so slightly out of the way of the first strike as it cuts off a bit of his hood.
Nice. Deusser, it takes you half your movement to get up, but you're not worried about it at this point anyway, so...
Yeah, I'm not worried about that, so I'm going to stand up and I'm just going to do my old tried and true and try to beat the shit out of this guy and fail really... well, we'll see.
Now he's outnumbered. He does suffer -1. It's a hit.
Alright, and... So there's that. Oof.
All right. And that is a wound. But... Oh,
Yeah. I stand up, and as I do, I one hand just bring the hammer right up into his jaw, cracking his head back.
Yeah, he fucking stumbles back, eyes wide, and definitely a tooth flew off, at least one. And do you want to burn frenzy and do it again?
I'm out of frenzy, but I'm going to point the hammer at him and say, your life is devoted to Vidruha at this point forward.
Alaha. He says, he starts clapping, he says, ah!
Halaha claps along and looks to Matthias. She lowers her voice a little bit, which doesn't have to be too much because of all the shouting and such. And she says, I understand that you are attempting to get your daughter out of the city, and my people can help you.
His smile, it stays broad, and he's still clapping and looking towards the dais and rattles, and he says, who do you work for?
And she says, the arcane manufacturer. Not here on any sort of devious business. Just an extension of assistance.
He says, so your friends, they are showing me their work, how good they can protect my daughter.
Exactly. And surprisingly, they have ways, connections, that are able to smuggle her outside without anyone knowing, and safely.
He says, I do not want my daughter to go, to tell you the truth, but perhaps it is for the best. She has love in her eyes, and there is no use arguing with her. I'm sure you know about that.
I understand. And it would be safer anyway for her to leave. For what is happening in the city is quite unnerving.
He nods and he says, this is quite true. And you notice that he looks off in the direction towards the door, like this way, across to the Master of Arms. And that's when you notice another fellow. Let me put him. I don't know if you can see that guy there.
I do.
He waves to him, and you notice that guy. He nods, and he waves back, and he says, the manufacturer does not have. Well, they are not seen highly by the Blade Guilds. They do not have a shady past, if you will.
Of course. But now, of all times, with the Obsidian Order, they're coming into the town. They're impersonating those who are here to cure the city. We need to work together to exterminate them and get them out.
He says, an alliance.
Yes.
It would not be a bad idea. And then Arizat, you're kind of sneaking into the office. Where do you want to go to?
Well, first of all, my job here is to get a journal, isn't it? So
Yeah.
what I want to do is, without touching them, I want to go around to here and have a look at those journals and see if either of them looks like the one I'm here for?
One of them looks pretty much like bookkeeping, money coming in and out.
Mhm.
Another one looks like scheduled meetings or something. It does have like a collection of notes also, kind of just pushed into the pages. So there's just papers kind of disheveled, hanging out in the journals. Has straps, leather straps to bind it all up together, and it looks very old and worn.
Okay, that sounds much more like what I'm looking for, then, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could take both of them if you wanted to, but
No,
it's up
I'm
to
just going to take that one. I'll bind it up and shove it under my cloak, and I'll try and leave the other one exactly where it was.
Yeah. Do you want anything else in here?
I'm going to have a quick look around the room and see if there's anything really small that I can take without it being obvious.
You have the looting skill. You can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Because I don't want to, I want to make it, not obvious that anyone's been in here.
Right.
If the journal's just missing, it will just be odd because there's money lying on the table and stuff. So I don't want to nick all that and make it obvious there's been a theft. But let's
Sorry, I gotta change that music.
Hey.
All right, nice. Yeah, as far as obvious, I mean, the gold coins on the table. Do you check the drawers?
No, I'm not going to touch those. I'm just going to look at stuff that's on just on these shelves and stuff like that. See if there's anything small that might not be noticed.
You do find a rune over here. There's like armor and stuff up there, and it is right next to two like gems, small stones, gemstones.
Excellent. I'll grab those.
And you can hear talking in the hallway outside this door over here.
Okay, I'm going to head out.
All right, and you take off towards the door. Go ahead and make a concealment check as you're taking off.
I don't suppose this is. Are we a month either side of Farstar?
Farstar. In the months of council. Let's see here real quick. Oh, I think you have an ability too that might help you with this. Let's see. Oh no, that's next month that you can get that bonus.
Ah, okay. Okay.
But let me see, because you've never played this before. Let me see. I think you might have an ability. Oh no, second level. You're second level, right?
Yep.
Second level thief.
Yep.
Or scout.
Oh, I can. No, I can add to stealth, and then that will go for concealment as well.
Prowl is your ability.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and do straight concealment then.
Okay. $11.
All right, nice. And go ahead and move yourself to where you want to go to.
Okay. Can I get out the room this round or not?
Yeah. Right as you kind of go out the door and close it, you hear the door open from the inside.
Oh. Okay.
And it is Rattle's turn.
Okay. we've got this wonderful environment here. We're going to continue to try to make use of it. I'm going to try to grab him for one unarmed action, and we're going to start the dragging again, ideally.
Gonna go for the wall kill again.
Well, if I can actually grab him, maybe. Oh, shit. I mean, we'll try it again.
You're out of frenzy too.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a thing.
Hey,
All right.
you got him.
I don't think I can move now because I used both my actions to grab him, so
Right.
that's
So,
it.
At least you've grabbed him, but that is also going to give a Deicer a better chance to hit him as well. When you grab him, though, he does try to rage attack your arm with a blade. So we'll do that attack right now. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh. It snaps, probably on your tough ass skin.
Yeah, I guess we could say that he like tries to smash my arm with it, but it doesn't. He's in a panic, so it doesn't catch sharp sides. It's like flat side, and he just brought it down so hard that it snaps at the midline.
Dasser.
This is gonna kind of be fucked up, but does Rattles have bones like protruding from his chest?
I would say that. So my thought of it was that he does because I get bonuses to unarmed damage from my bones being sharp. So I'm thinking it's like protrusions and knuckles and things like that. So probably, especially since I've been smashed in the ribs this fight. I'm sure there's something jutting out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna step over here and just try to. God damn it! Just gonna bat swing, and try to ram him into the bones in Rattle's chest.
Okay.
Oh,
God damn it!
No bones about it. Does not want to enter the bone zone.
No, he doesn't.
Jesus.
Just like your bone.
Go ahead and I'm gonna give you a spiritual roll.
Please,
My God's taking
Vidruha.
pity on
Try to
me.
Vidruha, do something for me, Vidruha, please.
For once.
Let's see if that really happened here.
No.
Nope.
No, it really happened.
Yep.
So you go to swing. What happens?
Fuck. I try to smash him in, but he just worms his ass out of the way at the last minute, and I just spin like a top.
And halaha. The guy seems interested. You want to let him finish this fight out?
I do want to let him finish the fight out. She says we can talk after the fight.
Yeah, because since it's like coming down to the very end. And Erzat, you got an 11 on your concealment, right?
Yep.
All right. And you can go ahead and move to right here outside the door there.
yeah. I'm gonna try and make my way over really fast, and then that's probably all I can do this round, right?
Yeah. I mean, is there anything else you want to?
Yeah. Well, as soon as I can, what I want to do is hide the book kind of in this corner here. Just kind of stuff it down in that corner.
Okay.
Grab my ale from under there, and then start just nonchalantly leaning across here and watching the fight, drinking my ale.
Nice. And looking around, doing a quick glance, it doesn't seem like anybody's seen you, like come in and out of that door or anything. So you feel as though you might be safe. Rattles, what's he gonna do?
Now it's time for something a little bit different. Are these our level on the arena, or are they higher up? The torches.
They are a little bit higher up, but
If I were to heft him, would I be able to hold his head into the fire?
yeah.
Oh, good. So I'm going to start dragging him along. Let's go for a walk. And I'll start dragging him to the fire.
Resistance
Ooh.
strength.
Oh, fuck, I have no frenzy for toil.
No.
Shit. Well, can I use lift?
Yeah,
Hey,
definitely.
This don't suck.
Hey. Shh.
I'm gonna be Aki here for a
Okay.
second.
Ah!
So yeah, I drag him over, and then I will try to basically heavy attack, heavy lift him as he's struggling. You should accept your situation. There would be more dignity in it. And I'm just going to try to shove him into the fire, like lift him up and torch him.
More dignity, but not that much.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
no!
Fuck! I got no frenzy, that's it.
He is worming all around. His blade is broke. He kind of like grabs onto your arm, like a spider, trying to grab onto your body and keep you close. And he tries to heavy attack, bite into you with his teeth.
If this does damage.
I know, right? They are pretty nasty. They do a D12. He would have to explode, I think. But they are pretty nasty.
He's definitely about to have the fire part down of the explosion.
Oh, he gets a chance to roll the damage.
Hmm?
Blade teeth. Those little gremlins have a fucking nice attack there.
Nah.
He's gnawing into your armor, but
It's biting my hand.
Adeoser gets a chance. Oh, let me put him over here.
Ah, shit. All right. Can I reach that torch?
Yeah, you could reach up there and grab it.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
If I see what he's doing, or trying to do, I'm just gonna run over, walk over, grab the torch, and then just say, "Looks like you could use a light, friend," and just shove it into his face.
All right. Go ahead and tell me what it looks like as you finish this guy off.
Taking mercy on us. Yeah, as he's flailing about trying to bite on Rattle's forearm, I just grab the back of his, or the top of his scalp, wrench his head back, and jam the torch in his mouth.
All right. And as he's burning up, you notice he falls to the ground, and he's like scorched and rolling around, not quite dead yet. The crowd kind of cheers and everything, and the Master of Arms shouts out, "Live or die! Live or die!" And everybody starts cheering, kind of continuing that chant. And as you look, kind of to see what the hell they're talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, die. He puts the thumb down, and how do you finish him off?
And Rattles will look to Ediser, letting him take the lead.
Yeah, since he's got a torch sticking out of his mouth, I mean, it looks like a nail, and I've got a hammer, so I'm gonna just drive that through the back of his skull.
Yeah, you hear the crunch, the blood splatters, and he stops squirming, and everybody cheers. And Halaha. He stands up after right after Adazer kills him, and everybody's like blowing up, in the crowd and everything. And he says, "Let us meet the heroes."
Yes, let the Alaha stands and will follow Matthias's lead.
And he ends up walking over to one of the tables. The Master of Arms comes to greet you guys, and he says, "Good fight." And he calls out your name again, which is what they're going to know you guys by.
Can we retro that to the skull hammer? Because I just realized he didn't have a sword.
Yeah, the skull hammer.
Yeah.
He comes out and he says, he asks you your name again. What was the name again? The skull and the shield, right?
The skull hammer is what it was.
The skull hammer. And everybody cheers. And you notice Halaha as you look into the crowd. Do you want to give him any
She'll
notification?
give them a come hither motion with her fingers.
What's Arazat going to be doing?
Being muted seems like.
Oh, sorry, yes. As soon as the crowd goes quiet, maybe muted even, he will go and sit down at this bench, just kind of like, have a bit more of a drink. And he'll wait to see if there's any kind of commotion from here. If it goes a few minutes without any kind of commotion, then he'll retrieve the book from in here. And he will sort of like, I'm sure he's got some place he can kind of secrete it about his person, like maybe under his armor or something like that, if he's got a minute here. And then he'll start just making his way very, very nonchalantly, probably over to the bar, get another drink, and then start making his way round to meet the others.
As you Rattles and Adeus are led out, you guys can move over to the table if you want to, or Halaha, you can move. Their bodyguard kind of stands guard away from the table to let you guys sit and gather around. Is the Ratkin going to join them at the table, or are you going to stay kind of in the shadows this whole time?
I'm going to stay in the shadows, so I'll make my way around there so I can see what's going on. But I won't go right up there. I will probably be over here. Oh no, there's a desk there, isn't there? Let's look like B was a good spot. Probably. Oops, gonna come through there. Probably just over around here, I think. Just leaning and having a drink.
Matthias sits waiting for Halaha to come sit down, and he offers you a seat and smiles.
She takes a seat and looks across the table at Matthias, does incline her head to the daughter. And she said, as I was saying before, now that the fighting for now is done, the guild that I work for, they are happy to assist getting your daughter out of the city.
And he nods, and this proposal has already been offered once before by another party that's interested. They are here now.
Interesting. I will say that what we can offer, as you know, that right now the pale ones are a very, very big issue. They're running rampant in the city. We have found ways that we are thoroughly exploring to try and divert and control them. Make sure that whatever pathways we take your daughter, they won't be impeded, and she will be safe.
What was the name of your leader, your master, should I say?
Otep.
Ah, that's right. He says the obsidian scythe has already a considerable amount of coin.
The obsidian skies are also ones who, rumor has it, have helped cause this pale plague. They're the reason the city is like this.
He turns around, he notices Aedeas and Rattles coming up, and he starts to clap. And you notice Farah, she kind of smiles, and he says, "Please come and sit, heroes. This is my daughter, Farah. I am Matthias Cardan." "And you are?"
Rattles will grab a chair from here and bring it across.
I am no one of any great note, my lord. But in the district of where I am from, they refer to me as Rattles.
"I like this name. And what of you?"
Aedeas comes up and leans up against the wall, and he shakes his head at the chair. "My name is Aedeas. You may refer to me as such. I am a Templar of Fedruha."
He says, "Interesting. Are you fighting the Pale Plague as well? Your god is a god of disease, right? They protect from the plague."
That is correct. I am trying to get to the bottom of it currently.
And then he leans across the table. He says, "I do not trust the obsidian scythe, I must tell you. But they are also very dangerous. Just now, some of their men are here, watching."
So is it that you and your daughter are under threat if you do not take their offer?
He says, "Yes, that is correct."
She leans across the table. It is understandable that you'd be concerned. Though my concern is when they get their hands on your daughter. She glances over to Farah. They will do more than just threaten. They know what your position is. They know your power. They will hold her over you, I suspect.
And that's when you notice the three Mulfiend lizard men come out from behind. From behind him, Bazamu is a well-known prime assassin of the Obsidian Scythe. And he comes out and he stands there and he watches as the other two converse behind him. He just kind of stares at the table. And Matthias says, could you promise her safety and mine?
Halaha will extend a hand across the table towards Matthias. Say, I promise. On my life and these men, we'll make sure that you're safe. And so is your daughter.
And he takes your hand and kisses it. And he says, perhaps Rattles and Adesir could take care of them now, no?
Halaha looks over to Rattles and Adesir, raises an eyebrow. What do you say?
Ooh.
He says, I jest. He says, because he sees that you were like actually like looking at him and maybe sizing
Yeah,
him up.
Rattles was considering it. He is looking at Bazamu.
Yeah, Deusir is kind of as well, but he knows how that fight went.
He says, it is against the laws of the Blade Guild. We must be in the arena. He says, anyway, please collect your winnings and tell your master that I will accept his offer.
Thank you. Halaha again blinds her head. Says, if you wish to talk about other matters further, my name is Halaha, and well, if you can get messages to the manufacturer, you can address me.
And you notice Farah like look at you kind of suspiciously, and she starts to walk away. And he stays and smiles. And you see he takes off a ring. It looks like it has a signet symbol on it, probably of his house. And he sets it on the table, and he says, kind of secretly tries to hide it without Vazamu and the others looking, you know. And he says, I will see you again soon then.
Very soon, Matthias.
Please come by my manor, the House of Caradon.
I will. When shall I come?
Tomorrow night. We'll have dinner.
Of course. She smiles up to him.
And he kisses your hand and he says, farewell, heroes. I will see you again soon.
Yeah, Rattles will bow to Matthias as he leaves, and he'll rise from the chair and look over towards Bazamu and his posse once again. He will give a mock bow to them.
To Vazamu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vazamu actually, he nods to you. And then he turns around and waves to the others, and then they kind of follow him back into the doors. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Woo!